All right, we are back working on our DIY guitar build. This is my Telecaster body. In case you haven't been with us, this is a mahogany body, and mahogany is a very, very porous wood, very open grain. So we've got to do something to it before we put a finish on it. Otherwise, we're going to have little pitted things all throughout the finish. Now, if you don't mind that, then just forget what I'm about to do. But if you don't want that, then you're going to have to do something in the way of grain filling, or I'm trying to bypass grain filling and just doing a sanding sealer. Now, this is a Varathane sanding sealer, and this basically just seals the wood so you can put your finish on it, and hopefully this will give you a nice smooth finish. Now, this stuff dries, it says it dries in an hour, so I'm going to put a good coat on it, let it dry. I'm going to sand this like to a 220 or something thereabouts, lightly. Then I'm going to put another coat on it, let it dry, sand it, and then hopefully we will have a really, really nice surface to put our finish on. I've never done this before. Let's get started and see how much we don't know. Anyway, we're gonna put this on here and see what happens. Let's go. Okay, we could do a lot of things. I could create one of those handles so we can hold it up, spin it, blah, blah, blah. I haven't done that. If I had, I would use it, but I don't. So I'm going to just use my little painter pyramids, and we'll put it up on that. It'll be okay. We won't do that with the finish, but with this, I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal. I'm gonna start with the back though, and then flip it over, set it up on the painting pyramids, and then finish the front. Okay, this looks a lot like water-based poly. Okay, it's milky and supposedly it dries clear. Now I'm gonna use a brush to put this on. This is just a cheap brush. Also, you'll probably notice I've got gloves on. I wasn't really sure how this stuff works. I haven't used it before, so thought I'd wear gloves this first time until we see how it's gonna behave. And again, this is not the finish. I'm not trying to be too neat with it. I'm just slopping it on there. This is only to create a pit-free surface for us to apply the finish to. Obviously, this is going to raise the grain, but we're going to sand it afterwards, so that's okay. But anyway, any liquid is going to raise the grain, but water-based product is undoubtedly going to raise the grain a lot. So just FYI, in case you haven't thought that far ahead. All right, let's prop this thing up on our painting pyramids. I've had these pyramids forever, and if you don't have any, shame on you. You should. They are wonderful. I'll leave a link to them too, so you can grab some of those. If you don't have them, they're wonderful for painting projects. As you can see, they're really stable. Usually I think they come like 10 or 12 to a pack, so there's plenty of them. There's not a lot to them. Like I said, we'll let this dry for about an hour. That's what it's supposed to take. Then we'll come back and give it a good sanding. And then we'll put a second coat on there. It doesn't say you have to, but I would imagine the more coats you put on, the better coverage you're gonna get. All right, now this edge, as with any edge, sure enough soaks up the liquid. This is no exception, so it's really sucking this stuff in. So I want to be very liberal with it on the sides. All right, let's roll with that and let it dry. 4:47. I'll be back in an hour and see what we got. All right. Okay, it hasn't been an hour. It's been about 40 minutes. I don't need these gloves, I don't think. But it's dry, except for, you know, down in some of the holes, whatever. I think this is good. While I was waiting, though, I did read online about multiple coats, and everything I read advised against it. So I'm gonna go with the one coat. It said putting multiple coats on here could wind up causing interference with the finish. So I'm just gonna let it go. I'm using my random orbit sander, 220 grit, and I'm gonna be very light with it. I'm only using the sander just because it makes short work of it. But I'm gonna be very light with this. I don't wanna remove too much of it, but mainly what we're shooting for is for this material to be down in the pores of the wood. So we're gonna go very light here, and let's see what she looks like when we're done. I'm not gonna try to use the sander on the edges, just because I'm afraid it might get away from me. I'm just gonna do this by hand, so I just pull the pad off and we'll just do this by hand. Yeah, let me move the camera up so you can see what I'm doing. Oh yeah. And I'll get the edges here, which is going to be the most delicate of places. We definitely want that to be by hand. Yeah, this is gonna be nice. Hey, I'm going to do this as I'm signing off, because you know, you don't want to sit there and watch me just sand. That's almost as bad as watching paint dry. But thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching, and thank you for following me through this process. This is our first DIY guitar. It is from a kit, and obviously it's a Telecaster style body. Can I say that? Yeah, it's a Telecaster, a T-style body. And we are having a good time with it, and I'm learning a lot as we go. So again, as always, thank you for watching. If you aren't subscribed, please subscribe and follow us through this process and more stuff like this. We'll be doing stuff like this all the time on our channel, and we love to have you on a regular basis. Hey, thanks a lot for hanging out here with me as we put the sanding sealer on. And I hope you learned something from it. We are learning as we go. So hope you have a great day, and hope to hear from you. And I'll see you next time. Take care.